Welcome everybody, and welcome to this event hosted by Maximyz, where we're all about team communication and games. And today we're going to talk about the secret to how inclusion unleashes creativity. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited. So here I am, Mathew Heinecke, I'm the president, and my wife, Rahel Heinecke, who's the CEO. And we're both creatives and engineers, and we love these types of games, and we love learning more about each other.
So what is creativity? By the Oxford definition, it's the use of imagination or original ideas. But the definition that I really like most is the one from California State University, which says creativity is the tendency to generate ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that could be essential in solving problems, communicating with others, or even entertaining each other. So in order to be creative, you need to see things in new ways and in different perspectives. So why is creativity so important in the workplace? Creativity is important because it helps teams be more innovative, it helps them become more creative problem solvers, and it encourages collaboration within teams, as well as help the teams communicate in new and fresh ways. It's also one of the most important components of successful organization because it gives them competitive advantage. I mean, you can imagine organizations like Amazon or Google, they have some creativity somewhere in there.
So, everybody ready for their first task? What you're going to do is with your writing utensil and your paper, you're going to draw 4 random items. It can be any item that you can find on Earth. You will have 3 minutes. All right, ready, steady, go. Great. So after drawing those 4 items, we'd just like you to share and reflect on what you just did. And the question I have to you is, how do you think being unrestrained can affect your overall creativity?
It's very structured because in engineering, we have like a GDP, we have like very structure in how we design and develop. I don't design, I like structure myself. So I'm better at looking at other people's stuff and then evaluating.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good one. All right. Anyone else have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I thought not having any boundaries, it allowed me to I thought one thing, and then if I thought something in the same place, I want something else totally different. So it made me kind of look at different things.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think that's the idea. When you're being creative, we like to take down the boundaries so that you're free and you come up with ideas that you never would have thought of before.
Exactly. Yeah, so basically with what we all said, it's the diversity of ideas. What I call open ideas is when the boundaries are a little bit loose. There are no solid directions. It's broad. It allows teammates to start from anywhere. If you think about everyone's items that we have right now, everyone has 4 items. All of us together, we have a pool of ideas that are definitely not related. So what happens when we push a little bit further, which leads us to our next assignment?
So now each of you are going to take those 4 items and create some kind of monster out of them. You have to incorporate all 4 of those items into your monster. And so we'll give you another 3 minutes. Great to hear some of your thoughts. You know, how do you think having these diverse inputs, ideas, how does that affect creativity?
Yeah, these unrelated items that you had before you knew you're drawing a monster, how did that affect creativity? Can we see?
Yeah, and feel free to put it in the chat.
Yeah, you can. Well, how are you going to put a monster on the chat?
No, but I mean,
show us a picture.
All right. So I end up starting off with a rock, fish, water, and a person, and somehow I turn mine into like this rock, like a rock skin mermaid man that lives underwater.
Wow. Can we see a picture? Can you lift it up so we can look at it?
I'm not sure if my camera's on. Is it on?
Yes, it is on. We can see you.
All right. So this is probably about a drawing level of a 5th grader.
Okay. No joke.
How do the rest of us see what is being shown? Because all I see is you guys.
Okay, you can
go to view up in the top right corner. There's like 9 little boxes that says view, and click on gallery view. And then you can slide the viewing side of the screen to the left. There's like a little slider there, so you can see everybody's picture.
Tony, that's crazy.
The
Oh,
mermaid.
wait, you know,
There you go. That's cool.
Mermaid rock thing. Pretty cool.
eh,
Pretty neat.
Anyone else want to share their
Sure.
monster?
All 4 of my items were things that bring me joy. So I drew a manifestation of my anxiety as a joy stealer.
Oh, okay. That's a
Cool.
monster. Yeah.
That's a monster.
Yeah, that would do it.
Abstract and half of mine as well. Okay, I think I did that right. So I started off with like car and flower and diamond, and then I had a heart for love. And in the end, I was killing with kindness and love and
Oh, nice.
obsession.
That's cool. Kill them with
We need
kindness
to
and
show
love.
our monsters.
Oh man, you don't want to see our monsters. Please, let's go. Oh wow, cool. Anyone else want to share?
Well, mine was, oh, go ahead.
Christy, go ahead.
I was just going to say how tough it was to combine things. Well, a monster is a evil thing, an evil doer. And so it was really hard to create something mean out of a grill, a pen, a baseball, and a calla lily. So I've got a grill with fire, which powers the calla lily and the pistol of, so it's shooting flaming balls, flaming balls.
Nice.
Pretty cool. You did great there.
So, does anyone have any thoughts on how diversity?
Yeah, Eva had one to show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I wonder if that's what they do at like a production studio for a new movie. Anyway, I don't know if you can see what I have. It's probably hard to see on the camera.
Can you explain what you have? What was
Yeah,
it?
so had I known that I would have to draw a monster, I would have chosen different items, but I think that's the entire point of not telling us. So, thinking of 4 things on this planet, I thought nature. So I have a tree, water, mountains, and animals, which kind of turns into a tree with rock teeth, wings, swimming in water, but not sure if that's a good monster.
That's a good monster.
Very, very
Rock
versatile. It can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think.
Rock teeth, that will grind you really good.
Oh yeah, that will grind you. Yeah, that's the monster part of it. That's a part of my tree, my flying tree.
Very awesome. Eva, you had one question. Well, I mean, you had your idea.
I had, yeah. For me, I had chosen a cup. I drink a lot of tea, so I had a cup in front of me, an aeroplane, a tree, and a communication tower. So my monster is the cup, ended up being the face of the monster with one ear. The aeroplane is the body with the wings and the hands, and it has 3 legs, which is the communication tower and the tree. I don't know if you can see.
Oh,
let's see.
That was my.
that is.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
that's pretty cool. That's creative.
I think I have the cousin to that monster.
Okay.
What is it?
I had a cup, a fork, a starfish, and a tree. So my starfish is using its fork to eat the tree and sipping some tea.
That was good, Ron.
A tree, starfish, tea sipping monster.
Yes,
Nice.
that it has a cousin on here. Very cool. All right, so we go back to our screens. If you can click back on your view options and what do they click on shared screen? Yeah.
View, you can look at standard.
View standard, and
Up in
you'll
the
get
right-
back
right-hand
to
corner.
our PowerPoint. All right, so what you've experienced with this exercise allowed you to use unrelated elements to create something unique. As you can see, nobody's monster really looked like someone else's monster except the cousins. I'm not going to talk about those. I guarantee you that, they're pretty unique because what you started with was not the same as everyone else. Some had a similar thing like the cup and the cup, but at the end of the day, they still looked very different. So,
Yeah, so maybe you've seen this famous quote by Thomas Edison, I've not failed, I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And I found that when you're being creative, it's not about necessarily the quality, but it's the quantity. The more ideas that you create, the more unique and different combinations that you create, the better chance you have of one of those or a few of those ideas being something very useful and unique and valuable. And so, you know, as an entrepreneur, we kind of follow that same process. You want to keep trying, you know, they say test and fail as fast as possible. And that's how the light bulb was created. So not to mess with your brains too much. I know this may look crazy, but as an engineer, I had to put some math up there. But there's actually some math behind this type of thinking. And if you look at the first example there, it's 3 factorial. So if you have 3 ideas, A, B, and C, you can combine them in 6 different ways. And if you have 4 ideas, you can combine them in 24 different ways. So having more and more ideas and combining them in more ways creates even more diversity, diverse selection of ideas. And thus, again, you have more chance of one of those ideas being something great. So we're on to assignment number 3. We're going to put you in breakout rooms of 4 people each. And you're going to create your own monster still by yourself, but you're going to use items from your team members to create a bigger monster than what you originally started with. And we give you 5 minutes to do this one.
You're on mute.
No, I can hear you. I get you.
No, Matt and Rahel are on mute.
Oh.
I think it's intentional.
Rahel, it looks like it's just the Zoom mute. If you can look on Zoom.
All right, how about now? How about now? Yeah. Technological problems.
Perfect.
All right. So let's get back to our slide share.
We were having a discussion about the UK. You interrupted.
Yeah, you're having a discussion about Milton Keynes. I could hear you. All right. No, I don't need that. Yeah. No. Here. All right. Can you see my shared screen again?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. So let's share and reflect.
Yes. So after doing that exercise, the question we have is, how do you think inclusion, you had to include different elements of each other's ideas. How does that contribute to creativity? You can put comments in the chat, or you can
unmute yourself. Come on, don't be shy.
Well, in our case, there was only the 2 of us, which kind of makes it easier. But imagine you have 4, 5, 6, 10, 20 people, and everybody wants to have a say. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be taken seriously. I think this is where we start feeling that maybe we're not including everybody the way it should be. The more the merrier. So the more people, the more ideas, yes, but also the same factor, the more people, the more discussion, the more maybe disagreement, arguing, but well, I said, you said, he said, she said. That's where we have those exponential curves getting out of control maybe at some point.
True that.
That's true. I think you're right, when you have larger groups, it's hard for everybody to have a chance. And
this is why something like a code of conduct, a framework, that really works well, where it kind of disciplines people. It doesn't restrain their creativity, but it kind of regulates human interaction to keep it human.
Exactly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And one thing I used to do when I was in the corporate world, when I run a meeting, I would say, okay, everybody gets 5 minutes to speak, and everyone else, you got to put down your laptops and your phones. We're all going to listen to what they have to say.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Anyone else want to share some thoughts? Move on to the next one then this question. So when you were given the assignment, it was select an item from your teammates. We didn't specify if it's all teammates. I would like to know how many of you selected an item from all your teammates. Right, the ones who are 2 people, that was tricky. But how many did select all the team members' items? At least one.
Renata, we did, right?
Very cool, Christine.
Yes, we did, but it was easy, just the 2 of us.
Yeah. Right. How
Used,
about
stuff from everybody's. I used something from Katie, from Eva, and from Destiny in mine.
Okay. And that was everyone in your team?
Yes.
Perfect. Very cool. All right. So it brings us to, what you experience like there in that assignment is how to become inclusive, because you're used to ideas, you use the ideas coming from different people other than your own self. But this is where most of teams end when it comes to generating creative ideas, because you usually do a brainstorm and then you pick an idea here and there and that's it. But something is missing. Now, I will take this opportunity then to tell you what the definition of inclusion really is. From the Oxford definition, it's the action or state of including or being included within a group or structure. But I like the global diversity practice definition. It says it's being culturally and socially accepted and welcomed by groups or individuals who are different, have different backgrounds. Inclusion is a sense of belonging. Inclusion engages each individual and make people feel like they belong and they're valued, and their input helps in the success of the organization. Here's some images I found online that were really powerful at explaining what really inclusion is. Many confuse inclusion as integration. So because you have a diversity inside a team, it doesn't mean that it's inclusive. You can integrate ideas, but if they're not coming from every participant, then it's not being inclusive. Inclusive is I am a part of, not I am a part. It's us, all of us. So it leads us to the assignment number 4.
So last assignment, and this assignment, you have a chance to win a prize. And you're still going to create use your own unique monsters that you've created throughout the program, but you're going to incorporate something unique about yourself into your monster. So that monster reflects something about yourself. And then working together, you'll come up with a short story with your teammates and all of your monsters using the attributes that you came up with. And you're going to solve a problem. The problem is there's an incoming asteroid. What are you going to do about it using these monsters? And we're going to give you 7 minutes.
Any questions on that assignment? Because there's 2 parts to it.
10 minutes?
Okay.
Question mark?
All right, we might be able to swing that.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Check
Yes.
in on you, but
Rahel and Matt, can you put this on their chat just so that when we go into the breakout rooms, we have that information?
Sure.
Okay, yes, we can do that. Yeah, so the first one is just give an attribute, something unique about yourself, and then create one story with your teammates that incorporates your monsters, that addresses the dilemma of there's an asteroid coming. So we will send you out into break rooms, putting that information on the chat now.
So how did it go?
Fantastic. Our team has got a great story.
Oh yeah, we can't wait to hear. This is where we share, right?
Yeah, well, does everybody have time? Because we're almost at 3 o'clock.
We're almost to the end at this point. But
I will have a hard stop at 3, so if I leave randomly.
All right, so
All right,
we'll make it quick.
Let's have your team go first then.
So what's your story from your team?
Renata, you want to share our story? You had the best.
She's good. She's good.
Sure. If you got to run, I will. Sure. Yeah, it was very creative, and we came up with a great story. We even feel we could sell it.
Nice.
So we had a tree-looking monster with a door in his or her chest opening up. That is a vortex that sucks in. Well, it's like a black hole basically, and the tree actually had a lasso made out of floss. And a toothbrush and toothpaste in the other hand. So we thought of maybe selling this to a dentist, like the monster will get you if you don't brush your teeth kind of thing. But then, hey, if the odd asteroid comes to Earth, what's one got to do? Well, you take your wonderful, creatively made monster with a lasso, catches the asteroid, throws it around, grinds it with the rock teeth, and then sucks it into the vortex, closes the door, and saves the day.
Oh, that's perfect.
Very nice. Very
That's
nice.
good. Oh, that was very cool, very creative. I mean, vortex.
Who knows
The
a dentist
tassel.
who would actually purchase that story?
That's definitely a bestseller there.
It's up for
Very
sale.
cool. Very cool. All right. How about the other team? What's your story?
Okay, I wrote it down, so I'll read it. And I apologize if I miss other people's stories. I mean, part of our story, because it was hard to write fast enough. But we didn't need monsters because we had a peaceful asteroid. The day was filled with a ray of sunshine when all of a sudden darkness filled the sky and a huge asteroid plummeted towards the Earth. The asteroid actually suddenly stopped falling and circumvented the Earth, spreading leaflets saying that it came in peace. It landed using the communication towers that spread out its branches to make a nice soft landing. And where it landed, it left a site where beautiful flowers grew and bears came, and people returned every year to have barbecues and celebrate the coming of the asteroid.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
That is beautiful.
That is beautiful.
I love it.
Oh man, how creative, how interesting how the stories are, because one was more like peaceful, like just, you know, the asteroid is not a threat. And the other was like, I'll just engulf it, no problem at all, just shut it in. You know, it's very interesting how diverse the stories were. So very good job on that.
Yeah, thank you all very, very much. Those are cool. Those are really cool.
So, well, I think you already mentioned.
We'll give you a chance to win a prize. We'll do a free team assessment for up to 6 team members. That includes a free assessment game and a full team report. And so you can win that. We're going to give away 3 of them. And all you got to do is go on to LinkedIn, post, and make sure you tag at Maximyz, Maximyz on your LinkedIn post. Show a picture of your monster and put your team story in there. And then we'll select a few winners to get the free assessment.
Cool. So without further ado, let's get straight to the secret that we've all been waiting for. After all, we saved the best thing for last. The secret is going really deep with inclusion, going deeper than on what the meaning of inclusion is. You have to search for the differences in your backgrounds. You have to look for ethnicity and different thinking styles, culture, experience, and totally be different. Then you have to break the question box. That is, frame your problem statement so that it's as open as possible, just like how you started in the beginning. Instead of saying, I need a hair dryer that dries my hair in 5 minutes, you say, I need to dry my hair. That's it. And let people go for it. Also, you need to aim to understand others, and that is what they do as well as why they do what they do. In my example of searching for the differences in backgrounds, it can be like if you have a team and you're all engineers, look for the marketing and the sales, or even the chef. Let them participate in that discussion, and then let them bring themselves. You have to watch for the biases, such as if the chef says, well, I'm going to use a frying pan to dry my hair. Hey, no bias. Don't be like, oh, I'm an engineer. That's never going to seem possible. And, you know, psychological safety. When an idea comes in from the chef about the frying pan, don't say, that's just, that's too crazy. That's silly. Don't say that. So you have to watch for that. And so that is the secret, which creates this equation of, as we said in the beginning, create a diverse pool of ideas. Don't limit it. Make it as open as you possibly can. And then be inclusive with your team, not integrate. Include. Everyone has to participate. Because sometimes in a meeting, you just pick 1 or 2 people, but really make time to get through everyone in your team and make sure that you're making it okay for them to say whatever they want. Okay, so you build an environment where employees feel like they can speak and they can contribute to the ideas, however silly they might be. And that gets you to the maximized creativity. So this is how you nurture creative thinking. You have to be adventurous and be okay to make mistakes. Silly ideas, that's all right. That's fine. You know, play games, because games allow you to not be limited. It frees you to be imaginative. Ask why or why not. This allows you to dig deeper into the idea and generate lots of ideas with minimal restraints, because the more ideas, the more possibilities to discover a smart, unique, and unexpected answer. So
thank you all today for visiting us. And we are Maximyz. We're a communication training playground. And what we do is we train teams to be champions. You know, if you had a champion athletic team, a sports team, and you want to make it to the Super Bowl or the championship, and imagine that the coach on day one shows up and gives you like an 8-hour seminar on how to win the Super Bowl, and then let you go. And you know, the rest of the season, you're on your own to figure out how to do that. I doubt you'd make it to the Super Bowl. So, you know, the way teams win championships is they learn the basic skills, they practice them, and they get regular feedback and coaching. And they do that over and over and over again. And that's how they get good and win the championship. And so that's how our program works. We want to create championship communicators with your teams, and using that same process where it's small sessions that we practice those skills over and over again. So again, I'm Matthew, and this is Rahel. We're Maximyz. Please get in touch, visit our website, send us an email if you want to learn more about our program. You can also book an appointment with us on Calendly at Maximyz, and we're happy to give a free demo game or just chat with you.
All right.
Can I just ask, how much are your sessions for teams?
Excuse me?
You obviously charge for the sessions for the teams. How much are the sessions?
We do. We have an introductory package, and that includes a full team assessment, and we do a 1 hour, we do 2 games, and we assess the communication with those games. And then there's a survey that they do ahead of time where we look at psychological safety, emotional intelligence, personalities, and inclusive communication. And then we come up with a training program based on those 2 things. And we tell you how many sessions that we think that you'll need. But the introductory package includes that assessment. And then you get 3 sessions, 3 1-hour sessions, which include 15 minutes of education, half-hour game, and then debriefing. And then you get a full report on how you did in those communication skills with access to a development guide that gives you ideas and tips and tricks on how to change those behaviors, like maybe interrupting less or how to be more encouraging. Mm-hmm. And so for that introductory package for those 3 sessions, and the assessment is...
We can send it to her.
Yeah.
We'll send it to you on your inbox, the pricing sheet.
Yeah, we have a pricing sheet, and then we're happy to send that to you.
Any other questions though? I know some people had to leave sharp on time and we're a little late, but we are so grateful you joined us today. I hope you had fun and learned a thing or two, hopefully.
Just wanted to say thank you. This was absolutely wonderful.
Yes,
because normally you just say on a slide, well, creativity is good for you. And you go like, yeah, check. But this actually shows you how fantastic creativity is. So it was a wonderful experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Renata.
Thank you, Renata.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Yvonne,
much,
I'll
both
try
of
to
you.
connect with you through Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
It was nice to meet you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right.
Great to meet you, Ray.
Thank you, love. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.